What's up, everybody? It's your boy Shawn CPA coming back at you with another video. Today I'm going to really quickly go over the changes to the IRS filing deadline and how it impacts individuals and business owners. So let's get into it. If you haven't heard, the IRS has pushed back their tax filing deadline from April 15th to May 17th, so about a month. Now, the interesting thing about this is states have their own ability to change their filing deadlines, essentially. So you may live in a state that doesn't change its filing deadline, and that can cause a problem just for a number of reasons. But before we address that point, let me go back to the federal. What this means is you don't have to get your taxes done by April 15th. You have till May 17th. And the best part actually is that the IRS has said there's not going to be any interest, penalty, or extra tax due on those payments that normally would be due April 15th that are now due on May 17th. So they've given people about a month extra to hold out on paying their taxes or on getting their form and compliance done. Now, where this becomes an issue is that they haven't changed the deadline for estimated tax payments for people that, let's say, don't have tax withholding from a paycheck. Maybe they're contractors or business owners. For you guys who pay estimated tax, your quarter one payment for 2021 is still due April 15th, even though your taxes aren't due until May 17th. Now, it can be a little weird because you might make your estimated tax payment for this year before you even finish your last year's taxes or make your final payment for last year. So that's something to be wary of. Your estimated tax payments, you could still rack up a penalty on, but you wouldn't rack up a penalty on your federal tax payment, your actual 2020 final tax payment that would be made on that return if you still owed after your estimated taxes. If you've already filed your taxes, essentially nothing is different, especially if you're a business owner. If you filed your taxes back in February or even already in March, you just make your estimated tax payment for April 15th like you would any other year. Everything's the exact same. If you haven't filed your taxes, you can hold out on paying any owed federal tax on your 2020 return as long as you do it by May 17th. There's no penalties or interest on that, which can create like an interesting cash flow situation for a lot of people. And it's specifically for people who have to pay their 2021 first quarter estimated taxes on April 15th, but not have to pay or have gotten their refund from their 2020 taxes yet because they haven't done their form. That could create an interesting situation. So it's definitely something you want to monitor and stay on top of. Now, going back to the state issue, if you live in a state that hasn't conformed to this, you could actually get a late fee or interest and penalties because you might not do your federal tax return until May 17th, but your state may have wanted their state return on April 15th. And you can't do your state return until you've done your federal return because state returns begin with the final number on the federal tax return, which is your taxable income. So it's just really made a mess for people who, let's say, have filing obligations in multiple states or have businesses and owe estimated taxes. For those people, it's made a mess. For the average person who just has a W-2, maybe some stocks or like an IRA or something like that, business is kind of the same as usual. You just get an extra month to do your taxes. And then, again, if multiple states, you could have state filing issues. I have heard some rumors about people suggesting that the IRS might face pressure to extend their deadline from May 17th, even further back to June or July like they did last year. Again, I don't have like any special insight on that or anything, but that's something to stay conscious of. And just, make sure you talk to an expert and make sure, if you're a business owner especially, make sure you talk to an expert and make sure you're covered in the different states you file and that you have your estimated tax payments figured out for the first quarter of 2021, especially if you haven't done your 2020 taxes because they will influence that. If you need to talk to me about those issues, my information's in the description and I'll pin a comment with a link to book a call with me. But just be wary of your tax deadlines. So to summarize, if you're a person who only has a W-2 and you never really ever have tax due at the end of the year, this doesn't really make a difference for you at all. Everything's the same for you. If you're somebody who usually has tax due at the end of the year, you have an extra month to pay that tax without interest or penalties. But if you make estimated payments, those estimated payments are still due April 15th, even though your federal tax return is not due until May 17th. So make sure those things are in check. And states haven't confirmed whether they're going to comply with this or not. I would believe that they would, but certain states, they can do whatever they want. All states can do whatever they want. So they can not comply with this, and that could just make a mess for whichever state you live in, your filing deadlines. So check out what your state's saying about that, and stay on top of everything. And if you need my help, all my contact information is below. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. Leave me a comment. I respond to all my comments. Thank you for watching. All your interaction helps the channel grow, and I really appreciate it. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.